Hello, everyone, and welcome to this fine new episode of the Ubuntu Touch Q&A, the Ubiports Foundation show discussing the development of Ubuntu Touch and our community's questions. This episode is streamed live on November 2nd, 2024, and I am Alfred, and joining me tonight is...
Happily, welcome everyone.
Welcome, everyone, and welcome to you, Happily, as well. Saying Speedy below his name because apparently he had to... rush through France to get here. So well done, job well done.
Yeah.
And yes,
took some time to come back from the Ubuntu Summit. I made a pause in Brussels. So yeah, now I'm back in France and not yet home, as you can see behind me.
You made it more of a vacation, like that, right?
Yeah, vacation, but work also. So
okay, look at that.
A little bit of both.
Okay, so let's start with a little bit of news because this has, over the last 2 weeks, collected a handful of things that are noteworthy. Let's start with what happened 2 weeks ago. We had some changes with regards, in GitLab specifically, with regards to, where was it? Yeah, for example, you might remember the bug, or you might still be aware of the bug that switching between light and dark theme on the phone for an application requires restarting the app. This is now fixed, and it's already going to ship with Noble. It's not in the next upcoming Focal OTA, but it will come afterwards. But it is going to switch over to the dark or light theme depending on what you select based on the preference, and then it will apply the setting immediately. Finally, it was a two-liner. Took us some time to figure out a two-liner again. Yeah, as it always is, right?
So, yeah, it's often the case.
Yeah,
but sometimes it's more involved, but yeah, and sometimes it's also removing lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny when you have to remove lines in order to fix something, and it works all of the sudden. It's like, weird stuff. Okay, yeah, there are some other changes, like, for example, rebasing our Ubuntu Touch specific changes on top of Mesa, which makes the Ubiports Ubuntu Touch PTK work again with Noble. So you're actually able to boot a Noble virtual machine right now on your laptop, and it's going to display the graphics properly and as is expected from sort of like this Mirror client / Wayland like split environment where we support both still, and also X Wayland. So that is working now. There have also been some changes to the QTI Ophono Binder plugin extension that makes it work with various different versions of the Qualcomm radio interface, so that it tries a few of them and sticks with the one that actually responds properly. There have also been some changes with regards to Lemira UI, URL dispatcher GUI, putting that into a separate script, and other few things with the clock app, fixing unit test failures. Porting Nuntium to Noble is a big one, if you ask me, because Nuntium is supposed to help with the MMS support, messaging, and specifically MMS, and downloading MMS content from the carrier's network. That one is a big one, especially for a phone operating system like we want to provide. There's also, for the Redmi Note 7, a memory leak fix in the kernel, it seems, that fixes an AppArmor issue, leaking memory without cleaning it up again. Reparody had the Ubuntu sensors support dropped, which most of this is going into Noble, so 2404, where we nowadays rely on sensor FW for our sensor support in Ubuntu Touch. There's also enablement for the Vodafone X23, both Ethercast and fixing the volume control in Pulse Audio. And lastly, we have a bunch of things with regards to the dialer, like artwork file paths, and also the music app, having some minor changes adapted. But something that is notable, more notable, so if you ask me, is that context synchronization has landed in Debian. So the context synchronization that has accumulated over the last few months, excuse me, has finally landed in Debian, and that allows to have a fully working Nextcloud like synchronization story to work properly on an Ubuntu Touch like system based on Debian. So there we go.
Yeah, that's a good step, and it has. You've probably seen an update of the calendar app. It doesn't bring this feature yet,
right?
But this is the first step.
There we go. There we go. So lots of things have happened, but there probably could have been more, but not so much because we were actually busy doing things. And if you look at the clock or the date time right now, 2nd of November, we actually are past the Ubuntu Summit, and we had two special events for the UBports community to attend to. First and foremost, it was excuse me, the UBports Touchdown, and also the Ubuntu Summit. So yeah, the UBports Touchdown. If you want to take on that one, the Touchdown,
Yeah.
could you explain what it is actually to the folks out there?
The Touchdown is an event that we want to do more frequently. That already happened in Brussels before FOSDEM early this year. And the idea behind it is to gather people from the community to have some kind of either hackathon or some, how do you call it, brainstorming session to figure what is the future of Ubuntu Touch, what is the future of the foundation, what are the important topics at the moment. This particular session was focused on what it's called, on the technical aspects of things, the fact that 2404 took some time to, and it is not yet here. So we had to think about this and try to figure out what were the issue and how we can prevent that for the future. So the idea was to have a goal for the core developers to go to the target of having 24.4 before April 2025. It should be doable. And also to have another technical goal to improve and to update the Mir version. Currently, we rely on Mir 1, and we would like to go upstream and try to catch up and go to the Mir 2 version.
Going to show a few images
picture
here in the meantime.
Yeah. So yeah, we gathered everyone in a small room without food, without water, without anything. Just
we were starving.
Yeah, and Marius couldn't attend because of his health issues, but he was able to be there virtually for some time. So good working station in progress right in The Hague. And hopefully we can keep the ball rolling and go further with these projects. And
you might have seen my underline between under my name. So there we go. I got my hands on the Vola tablet for the first time, and I was surprised at how well it works. It looks, and this was my reaction. This was live from the Den Haag, and there we go.
Yeah, it's really great to meet everyone at this kind of events, and I think it's working. I think people get motivated and want to do some more work. So we hope to keep this motivation on for the foreseeable future, and hopefully great things will come out from that.
Yeah. Also, for those who care about chronological order, the upcoming photos are going to be from the second day of the summit and then the first day. So here we have the second day with a special device here provided by Martin Wimpress, whom some of you may know out there. And that one was a particular interesting one at the summit, because during the summit we managed to pull together a few strings, like us and others respectively, for getting stuff work together. And we also had Nix OS based Lamiri desktop environment running, where first and foremost here is the Firefox and Thunderbird folks, more like the Thunderbird folks, trying to debug a few issues with Firefox and Thunderbird happening on Ubuntu Touch with, you might see it right here, the Fairphone. So there we go. The Fairphone 5 docked to the external monitor. And we were trying to debug a few things. So it was a very productive summit also. And look at that. Here we also have NixOS configurations falling into place that enable Lamiri to run on NixOS properly. Here we have a few screenshots of it running in full, and it's also running on Wayland. Everything working pretty smoothly. So there are a few things that have happened over the second day, and we were I can only speak for myself here, but I was glad to be there because we managed to. Also, you can see the teleport logo here up here. So NixOS has teleports running also. So I was glad to be there because the connections deepened, and the whole working together, pulling on the same strings type of thing was really flabbergasting, so to say.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And in introduction of the Ubuntu Summit, Mark told the story about together we are more than the sum of ourselves.
Yes.
And that's true with this kind of event. We met with a lot of great people, and we found some way to work together and to improve each other with the help of the others. So that's a really great community thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't took picture of that, but I met also the guys from KDE, and we talked about KDE Plasma, and they were telling me, now that you have Snaps, does it allows us to have application for Ubuntu Touch as snaps that we can install in KDE Plasma? And I think that would be a great thing also to be able to share applications between different platforms.
Sure.
So and discussion like that at Summit were great.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, the way that Mark, if I remember correctly, phrased it was, the measurement of my success is someone else's success, is their success. So that is something that's a rephrasing of how to interpret Ubuntu, basically, and it really showed during the summit. So it was something special. Don't get me wrong; it was really something very special. That I mean, I've been there for three times by now, but it was really, and also the view of from the outside coming to the venue was like, oh my god, this looks incredible. They had flags outside with the Ubuntu logo on it. It was really looking very interesting, and they took their job serious like that.
And just close by the International Court of Justice. So with all the flags of all the countries, and then you have the Ubuntu flag. It was incredible.
Yeah, indeed. So what else do we have here? So this is probably one of the last few pictures from day 2. Here we also have another bunch of debugging attempts until we figured out what's going on. And what else is there? Yeah, that was basically about it. You can also see this. The screen was showcasing a few videos. Thanks to Kuchi for those, showcasing Ubuntu Touch, also with desktop mode and also on the phone, and we were able to play those back during the whole event for the whole 3 days. And yeah, it was a great experience. So yeah, there were a few people that you might not see very often, but are somehow involved in the whole thing. And you can see all those devices over here, like tablets, smartphones, laptops running Ubuntu Touch. And we were trying to showcase really the best. Sometimes it failed, but we tried our best for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, basically there was this another interesting thing that that was provided by Canonical during the summit, and that is this 5G station where you could, if I understood it correctly, just connect to a 5G network, but it somehow failed because it might be one of those test networks that basically require either some firmware changes or other changes that we can't make by ourselves, to connect to the network. But rest assured, it was a nice thing to try out. And even though it wasn't successful, it was still pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's something for a far future. But the idea to be able to have a private 5G network and to connect your phone to either your private network in 5G or the public one with your ISP is something really interesting, at least for company usage of the device. So if we want to have a very secure and robust device for business, that is something really, really interesting.
There we go. So and the first day was basically just us introducing ourselves and waiting for people to come by. But there were a lot of people interested on the first day already. So there was a lot going on here. And also it was interesting for me personally to see Canonical folks who used to work on Ubuntu Touch just stopping by and checking out how their baby has grown. And it was pretty cool to see all of that like together at one place. So there we go. This is the last picture that I have here, but rest assured it was a very successful 3 days of a summit, and making sure that we showcase what we're working on and putting it into the best light that we can. So it was pretty successful in my book, and I'm pretty sure Appley is going to agree on that one too.
Yeah, I totally agree, and we made some connection with other communities that we want to work with, and so I will try to reach out and keep the communication alive between every community that was there, so we can build something strong for the future.
Definitely.
For the beginning of the next year, it will be mostly a big effort on our part to just stay up to date. But once it's done, then we can focus more on the future and bringing new features, new improvements to your Ubuntu Touch experience.
Yes, there we go. So, should we head over to
evolution?
What do you mean? What do you say?
Speaking of evolution and improvements.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's go see what happened in the app world. So we have a lot of applications that has been updated, and we were told that it wasn't really interesting for you viewers. So we will try to change a bit and to focus on what is more important. Here you can see the latest updates. Time calculator was updated last time. But we have some interesting updates. For example, the Hunt the Wumpus, which is a new game that has been updated and ported to Focal. So we have to thank, I was pretty sure it was John, but thank you, John Silvership, for having updated your app to Focal. So great new game in the store. I tested also Yarika, who's been updated. It's a funny app. I will not display what it does because, but it was a Halloween special. So thank you, Kogi, for this. I had a good laugh. We also had the OSM Scout server that has been updated with new navigation. So that's an important thing. An issue was discussed on the forum, and it has been fixed by Jonathan. So that's it. It's now fixed. Thank you very much. And we also have Rondarius, I think, to thanks because I think he also was in the discussion on the forum. What we have, launcher modular also improved. So time after time, there are new features going back to the new version for Focal. So RSS feeds are added and improved picture. So I think some new interesting feature for this app that many love. We have also the calendar apps, like I mentioned, that has been updated. And the time management app also is improving. So that's great to see a company that is working on Ubuntu Touch. I learned a bit more about Synconics technologies, and they have been, how it's called, hired by our main sponsor to improve his way of working with Ubuntu Touch, because our main sponsor relies on his Fairphone to do his work every day. So shout out to him. We have also new applications. We have the UT Nextcloud Music app, which allows you to play music on your Nextcloud account. So it's a first release, so maybe it's a bit hit and miss, but at least it seems to be functional enough for a first release. I didn't try it because it was quite recently updated, I think today. Yes, today. So thanks, Guado, for this. Really appreciate it. We also add a web app for Amazon, which is a new app. Not sure if it's really interesting for many people, but at least it exists if you don't want to use Weber. And we also have another web app that is for UT Teams for connecting to Teams. So hopefully the interactions have been improved to be used with mobile and on-screen keyboard, because that's something that the website is meh.
It's
you can do it. Yeah. So hopefully there are some improvements on the web application. So thank you, what is it? Miss Kumar. So thank you for this work. And Miss Lesh is also the one behind the Amazon app. So we've seen him in the chat, in the Telegram chat, and he was asking questions to bring those apps to fruition. And now it's done. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Looks good. Looks very good. I'm glad to see the app support story growing on our side and on the community side so far, because we all know that the application story is a little bit lacking here, but we try to improve it every day. And I'm glad that others see the same need here, so that they help wherever they can as well. All right, so should we go over to the sponsors?
Of course. Do you want me to announce the sponsors and you will take the patrons?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
For change, we can swap.
Yeah, we can swap. It's, alternating.
So yeah, big thanks to our sponsor, Smooth, Vola, Pine64, Weinstein, DigitalOcean, Netlify, Odoo Community Association, Private Internet Access, Garner Associates Consulting Incorporated, Tixia, GitLab, Cloudrun, CodeLutin, and Gandhi.net.
There we go. And we also have a list of fine little sponsors through Patreons. And those are Atheel, Conspy, Daniel Franchak, Enik, Heather Ellsworth, Jose and Jill Escura, Jose Angel probably, JT, Kenneth Rue, Linus Rune, Luigi 311, Marty McFly Jr., Michael Kellner, Mr. T 10001, Omegas, PK, Robin Hood, Randarius, Spendiahos, Stephen Granger, Taffetson, and Will Edwards. I was going through that pretty quickly now. My mouth is burning. Burning like a fucking, like a rubber.
Yeah. So thanks again for all the patrons and all the people that donate to UBport. We also have some of you that are anonymous, and we thank you very much.
Ninjas.
If you want us to mispronounce your name, you can head to ubports.com/donate. And most of the name we have are from Liberate Pay or Patreons, but we can also accept SEPA transfer or other kind of payments. So feel free. And we have also a shop that you can go to help us out. I learned that currently we are not making money with the shop, even maybe losing some. But we will also work on this aspect to try to improve and to give you some merch that you are proud of wearing, like this one. This one is a special edition. It was UTD in Brussels. But we have some interesting merch to spread the word, nice stickers, mugs, and
yeah, I'm looking for my t-shirt, but I'm pretty sure it's drying right now. It's just hanging at the moment. I take care of my UBports clothes, so there we go.
Yeah, and washed carefully.
Yes, exactly. And washed like they used to be in medieval times, like doing that.
Yeah.
Thank you for your support, everyone. So there we go. We should
just this last thing. Not yet, but smash the like button.
Like, subscribe. Oh my! Are we doing this right now? Are we that young? Could we still consider ourselves being that young?
Yeah, it's now cold.
You already had the thumbnail faces. Maybe we should do this at the same time and then make sure that we 3, 2, 1.
1.
That should be enough. Yeah. Let's see if we can catch that one. There we go. It really looks like Macaulay Culkin. Home Alone. All right. So let's take a few questions. We actually don't have many questions from the forums this night or this time for the Q&A. But make sure to, if you have some questions, put them in live chat in the meantime. Let me start.
I already see one.
Let me take this one real quick from Salah. And that one is, hello, I hope to have a positive answer to my question. Is there any possibility for Ubuntu Touch to adopt higher Android versions, not only stick around Android 9 and upgrade UT installer as well? Most UT phones rely on Android 9. While we have a variety of latest devices and mostly available in our countries, we could get benefit from instead of digging around old devices and hope they are functioning well. For example, I've hardly found Pixel 3a XL and Google Phone are not supported in my country and where I live. Common phones such as Samsung and other Android devices exist here with Service Center in case of damage. Google phones do not have Service Center and not on sale officially. I hope my message is clear. So that's the first question, and let me just start with we don't have a hard set limit on the Android version. Actually, we have actually one device with Helium 13, Android 13 support right now, which is not one of the more prominent ones, but at least Helium 12 is one of the versions that is getting shipped by Vola, for example, for some devices. So there are newer devices. The thing is, we can only support the devices that like we own by ourselves. And I don't own a Samsung. I don't necessarily have a Samsung at my disposal. And even then, I'm already maintaining a few other like device ports, and I'm pretty sure others out there who are already trying to maintain their device ports, system integrations as I call them, they're already pretty busy with making sure that those work overall. So if no one else out there is supporting the device and you don't support the device, it's probably never going to be supported at all. So rest assured that this is something that takes effort, and someone has to do the effort to put the effort into this. So I'm pretty sure Apply is going to show a few interesting things right now on the screen.
Yeah, I just wanted to push this URL so you can see the promoted devices, and I can also share my screen. So you can see we have the list of supported device on the left, but we have also the promoted device. Promoted device means that we are pushing them forward because we are working with Vola to have some devices, the more recent devices with Ubuntu Touch pre-installed, and that you can buy. You don't have to use the installer. But of course, the Vola phones are not for everyone. It's not the cheapest one. We have also a partnership with Fairphone. We have a lot of them working with Ubuntu Touch. It's not shipped yet, but hopefully we can bring ourselves to the levels that is required for Fairphone to ship Ubuntu Touch with it. Not this year, not next year, but maybe in the future. Right. And also the Pine devices that are a bit dated now and sometimes a bit slow, but at least they exist and they have the mainline kernel, which is really interesting for tinkerers. So yeah, and at the end we see the community ports, which achieved a higher level of porting. It's feature complete mostly, and yeah, you have the better experience with those devices. Of course, you cannot have them everywhere. Maybe the Xiaomi Poco X3 is one that is available in your country. But yeah, if porters doesn't have devices you want, then it will be up to you, because we cannot, as the foundation, we cannot buy and send all the devices that exist to developers to make the port, and we don't have enough contributors as well to port for every device that one may want. So that's it.
I usually, if I may interject in here for a minute, saying something like, might sound stupid for those who really dislike Apple, but my personal like approach to making my own ports work is the Apple approach, where I focus narrowly down on a handful of devices, but I want to make them work properly. And the same is true still for the Pixel 3a. That is also true for the JinkPad and others that I maintain. And in that sense, it's different from the Android like way of doing things, where Android tries to be sold on as many devices as possible, but you can get a lot of Android devices, but you can't get many iDevices. And you also cannot realistically get many Ubuntu Touch devices in that sense, because it requires additional effort to make those work. And in that sense, if you really want something that is supported, if no one else is going to help you with the porting effort, and you have some trouble otherwise getting it, there is not much we can do. So we're trying our best, and the community members out there, I'm also very sure of, are trying their best to achieve what we all want to have, namely as many supported devices working as properly as possible. But there's only so much we can focus on. So there we go.
Yeah, we are not many, so we have to focus on what we can achieve, and already maintaining Ubuntu Touch up to date is already a very hard task for us.
Yeah. All right. Oh, so, look at that.
Yeah, we were in sync on this.
There we
go. I've seen a question that I wanted to answer. This is this one from, sorry, Tvoy Mama? I don't know. How far are the patches for the notch? Actually,
yeah.
during the UTD, there was some talk, and we sent a message to some guy. I don't remember his name. Sorry. Okay, Magic, who has a working patch. He just needed to push it, but he has been sick and couldn't do it, and then forget. So it was kindly reminded, and he pushed the patch. So it might get merged in the near future and available soonish.
Yeah,
I don't know yet, because I don't have the plan in mind, but soonish.
Yeah, it's also the same guy who was responsible for many of the screen recorder enablements in the first stages of getting it to work. So this guy's not lazy. He might just be ill. So there we go. Thanks a lot for sending us over the codes to help us integrate it by ourselves. And yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
There's also another question coming from Salah, and that one is, hello again. I have another question regarding UT apart from porting it to devices. Could you please inform us if there will be an improvement or additional features coming later, like always on display or double tap? Thanks. Well, we talked about this last time during the last Q&A already with the always on display. It implies a lot of components to be restructured and redone in order to make this work properly. That includes the power management daemon, that includes Lamiri, that it might include even the fingerprint reader or something else, and also maybe the kernel, some Halium stuff possibly, so that those things, depending on the device, actually work properly. We do have a few ideas. I mean, I personally have a few ideas on what to implement and improve and add, but we already have double tap to wake and other nice features that you might be used to from other platforms. So if you want to see a feature landing in Ubuntu Touch, the best that I can suggest to you is implement it and provide us the patches on GitLab. So there we go.
Yeah, and we also discussed during the UTD of a way maybe to help people to donate to the foundation with a specific goal. So that is an idea I like, and I want to push it, but we have to discuss it and to come up with a solution to how to do this. And so maybe we will have a category like if you want to port for device X, you can donate in this bin, and if the sum is enough, then we will try to hire someone to do the port. Or it could be also a feature, for example, the notch thing, or integrating something new to the OS, or So that's an idea I very much enjoy, and so I will try to push it forward and see if the community agrees and want to do this.
All right. Also, there is another comment in live chat from Fuse Team regarding device support, a more positive note would be we need someone that owns the device to port it. And that is basically what I wanted to get to. We can't own all devices under the sun realistically. And that means that we have to focus and narrow down on what we already own. So on that front, if you own a device and you want Ubuntu Touch to run on it, you're probably the best authority to make it work and provide it to others in that sense. So if you feel empowered by those words to basically, without a TED talk or something, if you feel empowered enough to make Ubuntu Touch work on your device, please get in touch with us. We have our ubports_porting Telegram group, so where we exchange ideas and help each other and make sure that Ubuntu Touch works on as many devices as possible. So there we go. I see another question popping up right here. Is Voice over LTE supported on a Pixel 3a now? No, I talked about this last time. It might actually, there are two things that could happen. First and foremost, with Halium 9, right now it's not working, and if someone out there is able to figure out why it's not working and provide a fix, then we can provide it with that. Option 2, though, is to update the Pixel 3a port to Halium 12, which is the last supported release by Google on the Pixel 3a, and basically have Voice over LTE, hoping that, like fingers crossed, that it actually works with that. I don't have a guarantee for that. I'm just grasping at straws right there, but potentially it helps, and that would also be a breaking change for those who want to upgrade, so that we have the old Halium version supported for until the Halium 12 version is available, but you would have to reflash with a wipe in order to make use of the new shiny Halium 12 port. So those are the two options right now. I'm still hoping for someone out there to help me, because I don't have a carrier that has functioning Voice over LTE on the Pixel 3a. This is sad, but it is true. The Fairphone 5 is supported by my carrier, but not the Pixel 3a, so I will have to switch daily drivers soon. But if anyone out there can help us, whether from the US or somewhere else on planet Earth, please get in touch with us. Please get in touch with me. Ask at Ubports on Telegram, and let's get in touch, because I don't want to let the Pixel 3a users down, because it's such an important device right now for Ubuntu Touch that I really don't want to let it go for that specific reason, right?
Yeah.
So there we go. All right.
Yeah. Do you want to take maybe the question from Conspy?
Sure, yeah. Which one is that? The Lemire Plus one, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Which has added a lot of things that make it much better to use. Are there any talks about implementing features from apps like these into the OS itself? Well, I'm very often asking whether those could land, and I'm not seeing the patches. I can't speak for Kuji right now. I mean, no front at all. I don't want to sound mean or demeaning or whatever. Lemire Plus is his idea, and he wants to provide it. If he doesn't want to upstream those things or doesn't want to have discussions on getting those things in, I don't know. I surely like what I'm seeing, but we can't do much about it without seeing the merge requests and having discussions about it. Maybe sometimes we were slow in the past, and it has burned him to the point where he doesn't want to do it anymore. But I mean, yeah, we can try. I mean, I would be open for discussion on this one, and I'm pretty sure others would like to see it too. So there we go.
Yeah, it pretty sums things up, because the process of merging to the OS is also community discussion for is it the best, or is it too cluttered if we add too much features, or is it also easy to maintain in the long term? So that's also a discussion that you don't have to have when you're just pushing an app. And even if it's an unconfined app that has higher system access and all, but yeah, it's a process.
Yes.
And it's not that easy. Maybe it will be better in the future. I hope so. I hope we can work things out. So it's so working on Ubuntu Touch is better developer friendly, so to say. Yeah, and hopefully if we can also with this kind of approach bring more developers to help us, that would be great, because at the moment we lack developers a lot.
Yes.
And also some maybe not developers per se, but developers who understand what is Ubuntu Touch, what are the hurdles, what is a mobile device, and also agrees with the way we want to do things, which is a device that is really usable for anyone if you want to deal with not having WhatsApp and so on. So yeah, if you adhere to the philosophy and you don't want to have if you really want your privacy and don't have some those spywares and all the things that happen in Android or iOS, and some trade-offs to have, but it's good.
I see this one. This one is a pretty nice statement. We are the more open and sexier iOS, in my opinion. Yes, I agree, Sandy Martin. I agree. We're the most romantic. We might not be popular, but at least we're romantic
and funny.
And funny, yeah. Without being mean to others, poking sticks, So there we go. There's
I
also
guess this rounds things up.
Yeah, there's also another one that I want to really take real quick. Fuse team asking, should we define a minimum Halium version for voice over LT support? Well, the minimum is probably roughly being Android 9. So Halium 9 should be the minimum required for Qualcomm devices specifically, assuming that the device at hand actually supports iRadio 1.0 to 1.2. Something like that. So it is device specific. For the Qualcomm ones, it might be already starting with Android 9. Better support going up the Halium support version ladder, so to say. With MediaTek, it's probably going to be Android 12 and up, as far as I can tell. So there we go. All right. That was a pretty good episode, if you ask me. Like patting myself on the back and patting Appley, right? Like there we go. There you go. Well done. You get a cookie. You get a cookie.
Yeah, great. Because it was not easy to be there.
Yes, indeed.
If I'm being honest, this live stream is being streamed through my Pixel 3a, connected to my laptop as a modem. So pretty reliable on the modem side. So
here we go.
Shout out to the porter. I don't know who it is, but
thanks a lot. And thanks for being here with us. And thanks to the listeners and viewers also joining us during this fine episode. So looking forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. And until then, stay healthy, stay safe, don't hit your toes on the table as usual. I mean, I only made the joke last time, and now it's like a tradition already.
Yeah, but I did it yesterday morning, and I hurt my son.
Oh my God! What did you do?
Yeah, I hit my foot on the table. I was falling, and I grabbed the door. And the pokey thing of the door, it was right here.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, at least you survived. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm strong.
Yeah, right. Flexing muscle. All right.
Geek, I'm strong. Thank you, everyone, for attending this episode. And yeah, we will see you in a couple of weeks.
There we go. Bye.
Bye.